Forte retires from the New York Jets. He was a longtime Chicago Bear. I kind of felt bad for him. He always had to play with Jay Cutler. He never won anything. Poor guy. Poor guy's just a victim of Jay Cutler's terrible football career. And Jay Cutler is still playing. So I don't know what that's about. Like, Jay Cutler stinks. I don't even know why. Like, why he even has, like, a job, or why he's even relevant, to be honest. I hate Jay Cutler, and I'm pretty sure everybody does, because he has a good arm, but he has no passion for football. He literally just sits there, and he's like, nah, and he doesn't care. And they were one of the 4 teams that beat the Patriots this year. That's ridiculous, man. I feel bad. I always felt bad for Matt Forte because of that, because Jay Cutler's such, like, a guy who never gives a shit. But yeah, good 10 years in the league, obviously. 2020, to be more specific, 2008 to 2015, he was with the Chicago Bears, and he was with the New York Jets for the last 2 years of his career. A 2-time Pro Bowler, All-Rookie team, 2 times All-USA, 9,997. 9,796 rushing yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 54 rushing touchdowns, 554 receptions, and 21 receiving touchdowns. He came from Seidel High School, and then he played his college ball at He did his college ball at Tulane University in New Orleans, Louisiana. There he was 3-team All AP All American, Dope Walker Award semifinalist, Senior Bowl MVP. I think that's where he really got it. He got some good combine stuff. You know, he's playing pretty good. He's playing pretty good. Obviously, you know, everyone knows that Matt Forte was a really, really good runner. He boosted that Chicago Bears defense. I don't know if you can say he was boosting the Jets offense, because the Jets are the Jets. You can't really do shit about them. They stink. I think Matt Forte really just spent his years on, like, terrible teams. So no one really saw Matt Forte as that guy, you know, like, oh, good runner, good, you know. He never really caught your eye. It wasn't like, oh, look, Matt Forte. I was like, oh my God, this guy has to run behind Jay Cutler. And freaking last year, what was it, Josh McCown? I don't even remember. Bryce Petty? I don't remember who the Jets quarterback is. They were so terrible. God, help me. And I had a friend of mine say, oh, look at the Jets. They're looking good this year. I'm like, they're like 6-10, 5-11. I'm like, seriously? Yeah, you could be solid, but I don't give a crap if you're solid. You got to win games. You got to finish it out. You can't just sit there and say, oh, my team is solid. That's crappy in the NFL, man. It's a 17-game season. How are you going to be crappy for 17 weeks and then be like, oh, but we were a solid team? See, you can say San Francisco is solid because San Francisco won 5 straight at the end. Yeah, obviously they did play like a bunch of crappy teams, but like, still, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I hate it when great players' careers get wasted by the team. You know what I mean? Like, the Bears and the Jets collectively wasted Matt Forte's career because their franchise ineptitude completely fucking sucked everything out. And I was so mad. I was like, I saw this guy's retirement this morning, and I was like, wow, this guy literally spent his entire NFL career with 2 shitty quarterbacks, and he didn't even show his full potential or get a win in the playoffs. Obviously, they did go to the NFC Championship game, but Jay Cutler was on a fucking bike that year. Oh my God, his quarterback is such a bitch. He didn't even play the NFC Championship game. So technically, he played with Josh McCown in Chicago too. What? And then everyone knows about the failed head coach experiment when they brought a coach from another league into the NFL, and it worked for like half a season. And then once everyone adjusted, got the film, it fucking sucked. Because that's how the NFL works. Sometimes you put a weird offense in the middle of an wrong year. It works for like a half a year. Then they get all the film. They look at the stuff. They break it down. And then they figure out the weaknesses. And they go right at it. It is what it is, man. Like, Matt Forte was so good in terms of, like, running and, like, individual stats. But his team just stank, and I don't know why he didn't go to a contender. So obviously it means he was looking for money too, but I just feel like had he been able to be on a good team, he would have been a solid contributor. He was still like a solid contributor, but like, do you really remember Matt Forte's career? Let's be honest. I remember like parts of it because I used to watch a lot of Packer games back in the day. I remember the Packers whipping their butt. Like, yeah, that's the only reason I remember it. And the other reason I remember it is because I always felt bad for the guy who was running behind Jay Cutler, because it's Jay Cutler, man. He's garbage. He's a piece of crap. And so is Josh McCown. So I basically feel like Matt Forte just wasted all of his years behind shitty quarterbacks, shitty lines. Just a terrible career for him, man. Obviously, his individual stats, I won't argue against that. They're pretty good stats. I mean, getting good touchdowns, getting good plays, obviously. But, like, is it worth it? Because he didn't really win anything. So I feel like a career of waste. At least he has that money to keep him nice, though. I would love that kind of money. I would play with Jay Cutler every night for that kind of money. Damn. Matt Forte made bank when he was in the NFL, but couldn't win anything. 2 crappy quarterbacks. Individually great running back, but boosted the team a little bit. But in the end, it is what it is. You chase what you chase, and he chased money ultimately, instead of going to like the Patriots or something. He was like, all right, I'm going to chase money, which is fine if you want to be a mediocre player. I mean, I'm not mediocre player, sorry, mediocre. I want to be on like a mediocre team. But I think Matt Forte individually is a great player, and I think he kind of just lost it. Like, I mean, he went on so many losing teams for so many years. I feel like you could have that like tolerance level of like 0. So you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I need to go. So he did. He left. Good for him. Stand up for himself. So bye, Matt Forte. Made an impact, but not on a good team. Bye. Have fun in retirement.